Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to my next narrated Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today's battle is an RU match I had against an opponent by the name of ThePostman543, and since it's been a little bit of a while since I've uploaded one of these, I hope you guys all really enjoy this. I thought it was a pretty good match. I'm using a pretty interesting mix of Pokemon. I'm using a lead Uxie, which isn't too uncommon, but I am using Thunder Wave on it in combination with Extra Sensory for the chance to Paraflinch, because I thought that would be kind of cool. I'm also using my Belly Drum Smeargle. I'm using a Scarfed Magneton, a Circle Throwing Rest Talking Poliwrath, a Wide Lensed Moltres, because I do pack Fire Blast and Hurricane, so I figured Wide Lens would help hit both those moves. And I'm using a Pursuit Trapping Spiritomb to round it all off, and that was basically brought just to work in combination with Smeargle, since, as you know, on my Belly Drum Smeargle, I only pack Close Combat and Extreme Speed, so I won't be able to hit Ghost types, so I figured Spiritomb could potentially trap any ones that my opponent wanted to bring and kill them. But my opponent is actually using some pretty threatening Pokemon. First of all, he's going to be able to spin away rocks easily with his Cryogonal. He's also using his own Moltres, which I don't know what set that could be, but the Spec set always scares me. Cinccino and Excalibur are also really fast physical and special attackers, so we'll see how that goes. But I got a new song for you all, so let's kick it off right now and see how it goes. So to start things off, I decided to lead off with my Uxie as my opponent led off with his Cinccino. Now, knowing that I could live 2 Tail Slaps or live a U-turn pretty easily just from past experience, I just go for Thunder Wave right away to pretty much make this Cinccino far less threatening for the rest of the battle, because now it's going to be slower than everything on my team, which is really nice. But knowing that I could live another one, I do take this opportunity to go for the Stealth Rock right away, just because I want to be able to get those rocks up, because he obviously has the Moltres, and if he wants to switch into Cryogonal and I predict that, I can easily just switch out to something that would hurt it really badly. But he does actually go into Cryogonal right now. He does miss a Tail Slap, which is a little unfortunate, but I would have lived it anyway, as you saw before. And I go for a U-turn, just basically trying to switch out to get an advantage in general. But seeing as he's now at around half health, I'm pretty sure that I would be able to kill with my Magneton, because I do pack the Flash Cannon, which is stab, and it would be super effective. But unfortunately, I actually underestimate Cryogonal's special defense right here. He lives it, and he's able to get off a really nice Rapid Spin to get rid of those rocks, meaning that on the following turn, he's pretty much going to be able to freely switch into his Moltres, which is exactly what he does, obviously resisting the Flash Cannon. Now, me not wanting to take a fire move, or me not wanting to predict him to expect me to go for a fire move and then go for Hurricane, I just go out into my own Moltres, because I figured I could take whatever he wanted to do, and then I could go from there. But he actually does go for the Fire Blast. Shoutouts to those of you that actually get the nickname on this Moltres. But it turns out we actually have a speed tie right here. I win the first one, which is actually really nice for me, but as you can see, those Fire Blasts are doing a ton of damage, because this is actually a Specs Moltres that I'm up against. But unfortunately for me, he does win the second speed tie, and is able to take out my own Moltres, but because of my own Moltres' pressure, he now only has 2 Fire Blasts left. So what do? I go into my other pressure user. If he wants to go for Fire Blast, he doesn't have any for the rest of the battle, so I figured he was going to switch if he knew that, and just went for Pursuit right there and got off a huge chunk of damage on that Moltres. Meaning if I can get my rocks up, that Moltres is actually dead for the rest of the battle. So I actually just go into my Uxie right now to potentially do that, or also take a hit from this Cinccino, just because it's going to be able to. Obviously I wasn't going to go for Tail Slap, so I knew I could take whatever he wanted to go for. But me actually predicting him to switch right there, I just go for U-turn right away. But seeing as he didn't switch, I'm like, well, I do have a Steel type, and Cinccino typically cannot touch Steel types if it's not the Technician kind, because usually they won't pack Wake Up Slap unless they are Technician Cinccino. So I go out into my Magneton here, and then me thinking I could just hit anything with a Flash Cannon at this point, just go for that again, because I didn't want to risk the immunity that this Rhydon has to electric moves, and holy crap, that did so much damage. Like, I know Rhydon is more physically defensive, but just the fact that I was able to 2-hit KO and Annihilate Rhydon that easily surprised the crap out of me. But anyways, me now seeing that his Ruddigon is in here, I'm predicting Earthquake, but like an idiot, I forget about Mold Breaker, go into my Uxie thinking, I have Levitate, so I can't be hit by this, right? But unfortunately, my Uxie just dies right there due to a miscalculation. But he does actually show me that he is a Life Orb variant, so I do go into my Spiritomb here thinking I could just live any hit, just because Spiritomb is naturally bulky, and I end up living with 3 HP. Now, I do get a Will-O-Wisp off right now, which is absolutely fantastic because that means that this Druddigon is going to be severely crippled now. But I also found out later that I'm actually running a minus defense nature on the Spiritomb, which I have since changed just to make sure that I could always live an outrage from a Druddigon just in case. But me now not really having the safe switch out into Uxie, which would normally be able to take a hit from this guy pretty well when it's burned, I have to go out into my Poliwrath to take the hit. And from here I can pretty much just go for Scald. I would have went for Circle Throw here, but I wanted to just be faster and take this thing out in case he wanted to hit himself in Confusion, which he actually does right there. And then on the following turn he does hit himself in Confusion a second time, which is really nice for me. As you see right here, he actually goes first, meaning he went for Sucker Punch, which would have done like no damage anyway because Poliwrath being a fighting type would resist that, and he's also burned. But here, he's actually pretty safely able to go out into his Excelgor, and now me predicting Giga Drain here, I'm like, well, I don't want to take a huge hit from this, so I'm just going to go out into my Smeargle. I really don't need it at this point. And luckily for me, he actually goes for Final Gambit, which turned out to be hilarious because I brought this thing in basically to die anyway. So now that he just took out a problem that I thought was going to be a huge threat against me, I felt really good about that situation. It was a win situation for me at least. But me now knowing that he probably was going to go out into Cragganol or Moltres, I just bring in my Spiritomb because I do pack the priority Shadow Sneak if he wanted to go out into the Cragganol. And I'm able to take that out easily, as you saw right there. And then on the following turn, I'm able to just go for Pursuit a couple times. I'm pretty much just leaving my Spiritomb in here to die. But as you can see, I get a little bit lucky with some Parahacks on my opponent's end, and then I'm able to actually hit it twice with Pursuit, but that doesn't really matter too much, because even if I didn't get that first paralysis right here, I would have been able to just easily go out into pretty much anything and take it out on the following turn, especially as I showed before that this Cinccino can't really touch my Magneton. But seeing as he only has 2 Pokemon left, being that Cinccino and this Moltres, I'm able to lock myself into Thunderbolt right here, which gives me the KO and the victory of the match, because Scarf Magneton is faster than Specs Moltres. But yeah, that was it for this battle. I thought it was a pretty fun one, and I'm using quite a variety of Pokemon. I really enjoy using Scarf Magneton. That's been something that's been really fun for me. And Moltres has been doing work in some other battles that I've used with this team. But overall, I thought this was pretty fun, so thank you again, ThePostman543, for the battle. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you would like the song that I used in this video and is playing in the background currently, I will post a link to it in the description if you liked it. Let me know what you think, because I finished it this morning. It's been something I've been working on for a little while, but haven't really had a lot of time to set to working on it, so it's been like a period of maybe like 6 hours over the course of a few weeks, but only really working on it for an extended period of time twice. So we'll see how that works. But anyways, that is it for this video, everyone. So as always, thank you all for watching. Take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.